Hello everybody, Caden here today with an episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we are back in our Ice Age area pretty much just after the last episode, because the Megaloceros over here are still little babbies. But yes, today we're going to go work on the Mammoth a bit. I say a bit. The game plan for today, most likely, and I think I can actually finish this part, the thing I wanted to finish last episode. I think we can finish it this episode, mostly just because I'm going to get most of the materials for that working on today's project, and that's going to be a bit of a mixed bag of just digging, mostly. It might not look it'll probably won't look like very much in the first few clips, but hopefully by the end you guys will see all the progress hopefully we're going to make. So far what the plan is this is probably the farthest back, maybe about here actually, is about how far the Mammoth exhibit's going to go back. But we're gonna dig all of this, part of this area, all of that up to that rock face there, all the way up to the base of the mountain there. And then from this side to about somewhere there, dig, flatten it out to about here. And that's gonna be the Mammoth enclosure. And if that sounds insane, that's because it is. This is a ridiculous project. That very much reminds me of one of my old parks where we built on a mountain, and we did something very similar to this. For those of you who remember the Flaming Cliffs project, we did a lot of stuff very similar to this, and yeah, it's kind of an insane project if I'm completely honest. I mean, I guess it shares some similarities with what we ended up doing for the Diplodocus exhibit a little while ago. Wow, that was a long time ago now in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, so the plan is kind of crazy, but I think it's gonna look really cool when finished, just because, you know, it's unique. It's gonna be something that's different from a lot of other builds we've done, and a lot of other Mammoth enclosures either A, I've built, or B, I've seen other people build. My goal is to kind of make something that stands out, is different, a bit fun, and should hopefully be interesting. Speaking of which, some other stuff I guess I should bring up. People have asked about like a hotel and stuff like that, and that is going to happen actually. I have plans for some sort of hotel to go right back here, which is why for this area, it's not gonna go all the way to the back with the exhibit. Probably around here, and I'm probably gonna put some sort of like tunnel type thing. Well, the path system is going to be a tunnel system that's gonna come out or somewhere around here, and there'll be a viewing area into the like this section of the Mammoth exhibit. There'll be some sort of hotel thing up on this cliff face here that might, and I think we talked about this when we were building the Megalania exhibit, but this might actually have the hotel breach the other side. So on one side of the hotel you have the frozen snowy mountaintops of the Mammoth enclosure, and then on the other side, if we decide to extend it that far out, you'll have well, the Megalania, which should be interesting. I still need to finish the Megalania's building thing. I don't really have many ideas for that right now, but we'll get around to that stuff when we start finishing off the Ice Age Park. Anyway, I am gonna get to work. I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna time-lapse it. I guess you guys will see if I time-lapse it or not. If I do, I guess that'd be kind of cool. On the other hand, though, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of work. I don't think I will, actually. Maybe next episode, if we're still digging next episode and people want to see a time-lapse for it, I will consider it. So I guess let me know about that in the comments below. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough, so I'm gonna go work on digging, and when I come back, I'll show you guys what I've gotten done. All right, guys, we're back, and I did a lot of work. I did a surprising amount of work if my inventory there isn't enough to show. Do I need another chest? I will need another chest. Oh, yep, I do. We'll just take from this. That's enough for 2 doubles? Or for a double chest. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I forgot terraforming takes so many supplies. Well, I think it's because I haven't had to do terraforming like what I'm about to show you guys for quite a while. I know that's weird to say because technically Diplodocus was that, but this wasn't terraforming really. Like, this was pretty easy terraforming. How old are these guys now? They're looking a bit bigger. Then again, I have been like sleeping. Also, I AFK'd for like an hour by accident because I had to repair my tools. And yeah, they went from like dead 0. Both of them are like basically about to break, and they both were paired up to full because of that, so that was good at least. But anyway, here's the work I've done on the terrain here. I got a lot more work done than I was expecting to. How long have I worked on this? Maybe in, let's see, probably 2 hours. 2 hours of digging. I mean, I really would, this probably would be sped up a ton with a beacon, because I mean, I've still got to kind of bring it out to like here. I've still got to work on that whole thing. I've got to work on there. I got to work on here still. There's tons of digging, and you guys might be looking at this and being like, this doesn't look very good, Caden. This is like a ton of right angles, and you'd be right. It is hideous because of the right angles and just like the horrid, rough, like sheer edges. And also the fact that it's like basically been flattened. But there's a good reason for this, in my opinion, and that is, for the most part at least, the farther down I dig it and the more square I make it, the more room I have. Oh wow, I'm gonna like TP back to the storage room because I think that's my nearest bed. I keep neglecting to bring a bed up to the, what is it called? To the mountain range, you know? We're just gonna bring this with us because I always end up needing it. I do like the glossy effect the rain gives though, that's really cool. Oh yeah, this isn't technically a high enough elevation for it to be like super snowy all the time. That's a shame. I might have to change the biome here for that because I'd actually really like that. But anyway, like I was saying, I do prefer to really just dig out way more terrain than I kind of necessarily need to, because the more I dig out, the more room I have to terraform later. The more we dig back these initial hills, the better I can make them in the future. The farther back we dig that, the more interesting of a geological feature I can make. The farther back we push this, the more elevation, and the deeper we dig this, the more terrain changes I can make, like for how deep it goes and for how high it goes. There's a lot more variance with that I can do if I just put in a bit of extra work to just dig it that much farther each time. I'm also somewhat surprised with just how much progress I made, because I mean, I think looking at this, you guys can tell just, oh, whoops, I didn't realize I was on hunger. Also, mining takes a surprisingly small amount of food. Kind of forgot that. Granted, I haven't been like sprint jumping around everywhere constantly. But anyway, yeah, so you don't really realize, or you do realize just how much work has already gone into this. I mean, there's been tons of digging and mining that's already gone in. I've taken out a chunk of a mountain here, essentially. Like this was all up there pretty much at a minimum, and some of it was about up to there. And I've already gotten rid of all that, and I've gotten rid of a chunk here, but it's small compared to what I have to do. This is a much bigger project, again, than like at the beginning of the episode, like I said, this is a much bigger project than I realized, but I think it's gonna be awesome when it's finished. I don't know if I can finish the whole thing in this episode. Well, not the whole thing, not as in like adding in the mammoths and stuff. I don't know if I can finish all the digging today. Well, today is in the 3 days I have to record this, but I'm gonna try and get as far as I can, because I think I can get quite a lot done in this time limit. Because yeah, I think I can probably get a good chunk of this finished. It's gonna be a pretty big exhibit, which is something I really want, because I want to do a lot of cool stuff with the interior of this. Some of it's been inspired by the channel Lurakeet, who I think I have linked on my channel somewhere. So if you want to go check them out and some of the stuff they've built, it's actually fantastic. Fantastic exhibits. Definitely worth seeing. And a bit from Ave as well. I've definitely Innovative Pachyderm. I've taken some ideas from him for how I'm gonna do this. So yeah, if you want to see where some of my inspiration's kind of coming from, I guess you can look over there. But yeah, I guess I'm rambling on again. But yeah, I'm gonna take a bit more time, probably spend a few more hours working on this, bring you guys back in. It's hard, honestly. One thing that's kind of difficult right now is just trying to figure out where to take everything. Because I mean, I know I said like, oh, to like here. What does that really mean? How much space is that actually? Like, how big is this exhibit gonna be? What's the final shape gonna be when I'm finished? How is the tunnel going to work when that's all finished? Oh yeah, speaking of the tunnel, I completely forgot I worked on this. We have the beginnings of the tunnel kind of working over here. It is 3 blocks higher, so I'm gonna have to put a staircase in somewhere. I don't really know where I'm gonna do that, so I might just dig out a really tall, massive tunnel and figure it out from there. Anyway, I'm gonna cut now and go work a bit more on this. I'll bring you guys back in when I've done some more work. And several hours later, we're back, or I guess for you guys, several seconds. Also, I did realize in the last clip, the Megaloceros were far more grown up than I realized, because I think literally like a few minutes after I ended that clip, they got their antlers. So yeah, a bit more time had passed than I guess I had realized. But yeah, they're looking really cool. There's one that's stuck there, so I might have to make a net to free it. But I think they're looking pretty cool in this exhibit. I think it definitely needs a bit more decoration, but I think it'll look really awesome when it's done. Anyway, though, oh wow, I mean, even this is new, isn't it? Yeah, I have done a lot of work. It's been about a day and a half, nearly 2 days since the last clip was filmed. I haven't worked like non-stop for 2 days, but I mean, for the usual amount of time I put into a Dinos episode, this is a bit more than I usually would. I've just kind of been digging a ton. I mean, like if we look around here, like I've flattened tons of this, tons of that, tons and tons of work has been just done everywhere. Mostly because it was really relaxing, I guess. It was really relaxing just to kind of sit down and dig and mine and flatten some terrain out. I haven't done this in a while and it was kind of refreshing to do it. But yeah, I've realized, again, this project's way bigger than I was realizing, mostly because I didn't really realize how small this was going to be just from what my original plan had been. Because the original plan, I mean, it's growing. The exhibit's definitely getting a lot bigger, but I mean, it's not even as big as the Elasmotherium exhibit right now, which is, I mean, I guess for a similar sized animal, but this is gonna be way more terraforming than I realized. Like, we gotta push a lot more terrain around. We gotta push more there, more there. We definitely gotta take out a lot more of that hill than I realized. A bit more out of this hill, stuff like that. It's gonna be a big project. I also did work on the tunnel though. So we got this kind of started. I decided to raise it up before the actual tunnel starts because I felt like that worked a bit better. And I'm kind of setting up where the glass is gonna be so you can actually see in. I'm not really sure how the tunnel is gonna go, if it's gonna, because I think the building itself, the buildings aren't gonna start till over here. But I'm not entirely sure on that. And I'm not really sure how the tunnel structure is going to end up turning out. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But I think it's a really good kind of start for it all. It's turning out really well. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do before the end, because I have a bit more time left. So I'm probably just going to throw in a bit more work. Probably just going to try and maybe flatten this all out a bit more. Maybe try and get rid of more of that hill, rid of more of this hill. And I know I keep saying I want to go work on the finishing off that custom terrain there. Speaking of which, oh, I know it's something we need. Oh, I have them in my inventory already. I was gonna say biofossils. Yeah, no, I have I've got about 5 double chests full of materials now. We have so much dirt. We're gonna need a bigger storage room, which is good because I think after this, I'm planning on remaking the storage room and the laboratory in a different place, so that way we have more space for both, because I'd like to go back and kind of finish both off and make them a little bit nicer. But yeah, anyway, let's teleport to the lab real quick, so that way, a storage room, yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, so we can throw these biofossils in the analyzer, and then we'll come back and check them at the end of the episode when I show you guys the final bit of building / mining I've done. So hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully next episode we can start building, but there's no way. Next episode we're gonna still have to do mining to finish all this off. I mean, it's gonna be a lot. I do really want to. I haven't looked at this yet, but I took a screenshot before I started mining, and I kind of want to see the difference between the two of how it just looks. And I guess I'll see that as well when I start editing the video. But man, it's kind of crazy to me how much progress I've already made. But yeah, just need to finish off a bit of this. Next episode, I'm trying to think as well for that. Probably maybe work a bit on the tunnel system, try and figure that out, and then I guess from there we'll just continue working on the interior of the build and seeing what works. Also, I just realized this exhibit will probably be fairly unique, I think, in the fact that this is an exhibit without any sort of fence. Because, I mean, I guess the Megalania no, that has fences too. Yeah, every single exhibit I've made so far has had a fence. No, never mind. This is the second exhibit like this, actually. I've just realized. This is basically the Compy exhibit, but on, you know, like a way larger scale, which is kind of cool. Anyway, I keep talking too much. I will cut back as soon as or in a little bit when I think I've gotten as far as I can get. All right, we're back, and I've actually done work, but I just decided to start over here since we need to grab the DNA we collected. But wait, what do I even want? What do I want from the DNA? I have to think about this. Like, what would be cool to have? What's something I don't already have? I have all the animals. I guess a Citipodi, maybe? Maybe an Ornitholestes? I don't know. We didn't get... Oh, we got some more Diplodocus. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, yeah, because I did want more Diplodocus anyway, so that's good. I was trying to think, like, we have so much stuff, like, sometimes it's kind of hard to remember what I don't already have a lot of. Okay, yeah, we were out of Diplodocus. Okay, so that's good. Let's just drop all those in. And those. Wow, we have a lot of... we have 31 coelacanth DNA. That's a lot. 20 Ichthyosaur. Wow. It's crazy. 22 Confucius, 27 Deinonychus, 29 Therizinosaurs. That's insane, actually. Another 20 Megalania, plus we still have a ton of Megalania eggs, I think, right? If I hop down here. Yeah, we still have tons of Megalania eggs, and we already have 3 in the enclosure. Wow, man, I got tons of Megalania. Let's teleport back to the mountains, and I'll show you guys what I finished up. Well, mainly this. I finally got all the dirt laid out. I got it all finished. It's connected up to the mountainside now. Now, obviously, it isn't going this direction. This still has to be finished, which I'm not really looking forward to necessarily, but I'll get it done eventually. But yeah, all the way over to, I mean, plus the other thing is it's not really visible over on this side. This side, it's incredibly visible. But for this whole side, it's done. I managed to get it all filled out, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. There'll have to be a lot more terrain shaping later, once I've kind of got the tunnel sorted out and figuring out everything else around here. Other than that, I think I just dug a bit more dirt around here, I just kind of tried smoothing out some of the corners around here, getting it set up for more excavations. Oh, yep, there's some dirt still. But yeah, I mean, this area it's gonna be a lot more work. Let's see, because yeah, I think we need to take out all that. We need to take out part of this, most of the dirt here, move all that back more. Like, we got a long way to go to finish this project, but I think it's gonna be really cool when we finish it. But yeah, other than that, I don't really think I have too much. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions for what we should have in the Mammoth enclosure. I mean, I do already have a pretty solid idea of it, so I guess maybe more like things we could put around it, or I don't know. Just give me some suggestions, people. I love hearing what you guys think I should do with exhibits, with buildings, all sorts of stuff like that. It does inspire me to a degree, or it kind of gives me extra ideas to think about, and sometimes, you know, helps me figure out extra stuff I could do. Because even though I can try and plan out an entire build, like, down to the tiniest detail, at the end of the day, I usually end up having some blank spot I'd like to fill that I can't think of something to do with. So, yeah. Other than that, our Megaloceros are getting really big. Dang, that guy's still stuck in there. Yeah, I'll have to find a way to get him out. I want to see how big they are. Wow, they're huge. They're like tiny. Dang. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Where is the 4th one? Oh, there it is. The only female. I might get some more Megaloceros, I think. I think it'd be cool to have some more of them in here. I think the exhibit's probably big enough. I mean, let's see. Let's run back here. Yeah, I think we could easily fit at least like 2, maybe another 3 in. I think that'd be fine. But anyway, other than that, I think that's all we have for today's episode. So next episode, hopefully we'll get a bit more, I'd like to get more started on the tunnels. leading over to the main viewing area, the hotel, everything else that we're doing over here. And probably just get a bit more work done on the terrain. And yeah, after that, hopefully we can start to work on getting the mammoths in themselves. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. And until next time, guys, see ya.